Have a look at this. When I was a boy, this was my favorite toy. It was a Mahindra 540. One of the coolest scale models I have owned. And over the years, it's gone through a lot. It's done a lot of off-roading. It's crashed into other cars. But it remains my favorite toy even now. A very special reason is the roof. It's still got a detachable hardtop and it still works like clockwork. Now I might have grown up, but I'm happy to say that my toys have two. And today we have the all-new Mahindra Thar for you. Looks very close, huh? It's about time we showed you what this car was all about. But before that, do remember to subscribe to the Auto Today YouTube channel and press that little bell icon so that you know that we have gone live with another video every time. The Thar sticks to the old school and infuses a lot more modernity now. The front end is a quintessential Jeep as before, but the edges have been rounded off and LED DRLs have been added on the wider fenders. The grille though has slats set a bit too far apart, and we think this could have been done better. Headlamps are once again old school halogens instead of being fancy LEDs. The bonnet latch is now much posher than before and it is easy to operate as well. In profile, one can spot the massive 226mm of ground clearance and short overhangs. The black claddings look brilliant and so does the hardtop. The massive 18-inch Seat 80 tires add to the look of the Thar and allow it go anywhere capabilities. At the back, tail lights get the LED treatment and look amazing. The massive spare tire takes center stage at the back and the rear door is now a two-stage affair and easy to operate. What a wonderful and a simple design. The Thar in every way is brand new, so do not believe anybody who says it's a facelift or they have made minor changes. The chassis to begin with comes from the Scorpio, and up front there is a coil spring independent double wishbone suspension. At the back there is a coil spring multi-link live axle. The new Thar is also wider and more imposing on the road. All this is testing my patience as I need to get behind the wheel. So let's show you the interiors on the go. So here we go. We are in the new Thar finally. And the first thing which took me by surprise is the amount of changes which has been done. Now nothing has been carried forward from the older Thar. So people who think that it is the same car with minor tweaks, please rest assured that this is a brand new vehicle. So there is no way that any part from the older Thar has been put into this new generation Thar. The dashboard is all new. I particularly like the little things which Mahindra has incorporated in this vehicle. The first being the little plaque which is there right in front of the passenger, which says proudly made in India and things like that. So that's something which is very nice. There's also a little camel and Thar insignia on the windscreen, which looks amazing. Now, apart from that, we have this little infotainment system, and this infotainment system, according to Mahindra, is drizzle resistant. Now, what do you mean by drizzle resistant? Now, technically, you cannot take a hosepipe to this, but if you are driving with the roof off and it's raining or it's getting wet, chances are that this will not pack up. So that's a good thing. Then we have these nice AC controls here. No climate control, it's a air conditioning unit and it works really well. It cools up the cabin very well and I am very impressed with it. Below that, a range of buttons which includes a hazard warning light and some other warning lights. And right below that, there are dual USB channels and also a aux as well as a 12-volt power socket. So ample units to charge your mobile phones and tabs and whatever not. Then there's a lot of storage space also. Right below that is a rubber lined storage space where you can put your phone, your wallet and things like that. So it looks really nice. The center console also houses the switches for the power windows. Now the power windows are generally here. Now for some reason Mahindra has decided that they want to put it on the center console instead of the door. Now the other reason is that people might fancy removing the door itself. So perhaps because of that. Apart from that, you get a brand new steering wheel, steering mounted controls, and also a nice simple switchgear system. The instrument panel is extremely simple to look at, but it gives you all the data. The one particular thing which I like is a display where they show you your angle for the steering. So if it's a 60 degree, if your wheels are turned. Now why do you need that? You need that while you are off-roading in the sand dunes. You know, we have, I personally have experienced that, where when you're coming down a sand dune, you do not know where your wheels are. So here you can see where your steering is, and that is something which is fantastic. Apart from that, you also get multiple displays. There's an adventure display on the infotainment system where the Thar will show you the roll, pitch, dip, all those things, and also speed and power sent to the front and the rear wheels. So that's a very nice feature. Apart from that, fitted finish is much better. It's very nice. It's something which you can live with on a daily basis. Seats are also comfortable and they come with a lumbar support as well. As far as the rear, we're going to show you how the rear seats operate, how you can get at the back. So rest assured and have a watch at that, and then we will get to the driving bit. Now to show you the rear seat of the Thar, I need to pull up. So let's stop and show you the rear end first. Now the big question a lot of people are asking is that how convenient is it to get to the back seat of the Thar? Now while there are a lot of these features which make this Thar a lot better on the road, the one thing which has really changed is the rear seating. Now what is the rear seating? Earlier you had just bench seat options which were side facing, but now you have a forward facing seat. Now to get to that seat, all you need to do is quickly press this button and this seat folds away and you can just pull it out, and this is the way you have to go in. However, there is a problem. Now generally there should be a grab handle somewhere at the back so that you know whoever is going in can latch onto it and climb aboard, but here one has to use the passenger side grab handle, and here we go. Now once at the back, it is very comfortable to be inside the Thar. There's a lot of space. Now if I pull this seat back, and this is the furthermost the seat will come, I'm very comfortable. There's a lot of space. I have the space to reach out, and if the seat is taken a little forward, things become more comfortable. And I would like a little armrest kind of thing here. Here it's just the wheel well and the carpeting. I would like a wheel well or something like an armrest so that you can rest your hand. And of course you get a grab handle here, which you are very comfortable. And to be really honest, the Thar back seat is now a lot more comfortable. And not to forget, you also get a proper 3-point seat belt. Now this makes the Thar far more comfortable, and yes, it's a big improvement over the old car. Mahindra has also gone all out when it comes to engine options. One can choose between the new generation 152 horsepower 2-liter direct injection turbo petrol and the 130 bhp 2.2-liter diesel. There is a 6-speed manual on tap or a 6-speed torque converter as well. Needless to say, the Thar also gets a proper 4-wheel drive system, and here is how to use it. So we've already told you and showed you the engine of the new Mahindra Thar. It's the 2.2 M-Hawk. It also comes with a 6-speed manual. As you can see in this variant, there are also automatic variants available, but this particular one is a manual transmission. Now why we are showing you this is because the Mahindra Thar comes with a 2-stick operation. That means it's not an all-wheel drive. You have to manually select 4-wheel drive. How do you do that? Now this is your normal transmission stick and this is your 4-wheel stick. Now what you need to do is press the clutch. Right now I am in 2-wheel drive. To shift it into 4-wheel drive high, I need to shift it at the back. Now the moment I shift this into 4H, I am on 4 high, which means that now I can drive the car at a higher speed while the 4-wheel drive is engaged. Thereafter, there is a neutral button where you have to press it down, and now the vehicle is in neutral. That means the transmission system is decoupled from the vehicle, and now even if I put it into gear and put my handbrake down and let it go. As you can see, nothing happens. That's because it's in neutral. Now comes the most important part. It comes with a 4-wheel drive low. So all you need to do is press this down again and shift it back. The moment you shift it back, it's gone into 4-wheel drive low. And that now means that you can tackle far more serious terrain with the Thar. And the only drawback with the 4-wheel drive low is that you genuinely do not have a high speed, but that is not something which is expected, because when you are in 4-wheel drive low, you are tackling mud, rocks or climbing something, so at that time you are not doing a high speed. Also to mention here is the moment you put it into 4-wheel drive high or low, you have limited steering movement also. So that is something which needs to be seen. Now it's all about things on paper. Let's get driving. Now we are driving the Thar. This is something which I have been waiting for a long time. Now let's start off with the engine. The 2.2 M-Hawk engine is extremely refined, and as you can see, I am driving right now. I am doing about 60 kilometers an hour, and in normal cases I would have had to scream at you, but now the NVH packaging is excellent. It is very comfortable inside, and also the seats and everything put together give you the feeling of a nice luxury SUV. The other big thing which I felt while driving is the amount of noise inside the cabin, or rather the lack of it. Earlier there used to be a lot of thuddering, juddering, and all those things used to happen. Panels used to rock and hit each other, and there was a lot of noise in the cabin. Again, nothing. Again, I'm tunneling at about 60, and you can bear, the engine is nice and smooth. Now, performance. Let's say this is the 2.2 engine, the M-Hawk engine. Now the M-Hawk's engines are extremely powerful, and in a car this lightweight, it performs brilliantly. There's a lot of torque, and that means that you can have a lot of fun on the run. Speeds 100 kilometers an hour, not a problem. 120, not a problem. After 120, things start slowing down a bit, but there is a lot of go still left in the engine. My hunch is you can easily touch 150, 160 in this car. However, at those speeds, the car becomes a bit floaty. So up to about 120, which is the official expressway speed limit on the EPE, you can cruise all day long without having to worry. The clutch is also very light on this car, and that means that in the city you will have no problems. It is also easy to shift through the gears. There's a nice gear lever here, it falls to your hand very easily, and the shifts are very nice. They are very they're not vague, and they don't require much effort as well. So overall it's a huge improvement over the erstwhile car, and this is what makes the Thar a very livable vehicle now. Earlier, if the Thar was your only vehicle in the family, you would have had a lot of problems. But now, if you are a nuclear family, especially, say for example, husband, wife, 2 kids, the Thar is perfectly livable on a daily basis. Let's now move on to the ride quality bit of it. Now, the new Thar gets multi-link at the back and independent at the front, and as a result, the ride quality has become a lot better than before. What I mean to say by that is that it still feels a bit bouncy, but the pain which used to, we had to go through while driving on bad roads has been completely omitted, and it feels a lot more sure-footed than before. We would also like to inform you that the 4-wheel drive system on the thing is very capable, and that is the next thing we are getting to. But before that, the only thing which will create a little bit of trouble for you in the city is the steering wheel. The steering wheel feels a bit heavy, and if you have to take a 3-point turn or something like that, it will require a bit of effort. But apart from that, it's perfectly alright. It's a very livable car. Now comes the most important bit. how is the Thar off the road. Now that we have finished driving on the Thar, let's get the Thar off the road. Now the Thar was always a true blue off-roader, and this one is no different. The only thing is it's just gotten better. We decided to try it out on a bit of sand, and we followed a rough trail of sorts. On this soft sandy trail, the Thar just sailed through. At one point of time, we thought of getting it stuck, and so we switched to two-wheel drive. Sure enough, it bogged down a bit, but the moment you switch on to four-wheel drive, it just pulls through. The oodles of power and impeccable four-wheel drive system ensures that the Thar rarely gets stuck. It is actually a hard task to make it bog down. Then we got onto the rough and rocky stretches. No worries at all. It was like a roller coaster going slow. The biggest advantage was when we had to climb back onto tarmac. The big step was dealt with ease thanks to the tight ramp angle. The wheels hit the step first and the thing climbed up, no problems at all. Just brilliant. The Thar then has become a lot more well behaved and polished than before. It looks brilliant and at the same time offers a comfortable drive. It is loaded with features and also has a rather quiet cabin. The only problem then is the two-door format. But then if you are a nuclear family, then this is surely the car for you. But if you have oldies in the family, cross your fingers and hope that Mahindra launches a 5-door version.